Hello, Sweet June coming back at you again. How's everybody doing? Um, got my keeping it real hat on again because I'm coming to you with some realness. And also, the process of trying to take my braids down. Oh wow, it's taking me forever. I gotta get some help. The rate I'm going, it's gonna take me a long time. So hair looking, just looking kind of toe up right now. Sisters know what I mean. Well, anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk about. Uh, I'm hearing a lot of blogs on here, and I've been watching a lot of. I've been reading a lot of articles and watching a lot of news spots and everything, uh, talking about um, basically black women are being studied. Basically, they're trying to figure out why black women only have a 30% marital rate. They're trying to figure out why we're not getting married at the same rates as other women are. Very good question. I think, and that's one of the things I wanted to address on here, because I've been reading a lot of articles on that, and even Oprah did something about it on her show, and they've been talking about it on news spots, and it's being talked about a lot on here on YouTube and blogs just all over the web. It's it's a very big topic right now. It's why black women aren't getting married at the same rates of other races of women. Good question. Uh, they say, first of all, present a few statistics to you. Uh, Now, Asian women have a whooping 60% marital rate. White women have a 53, I think 53% marital rate. Black women only have a 30% marital rate. And 70% of black households are being held by black females, single black parent households. Um, you know, like I said, we're being studied right now. They're trying to figure out why this is an issue in the black community, and I'm gonna have to break down and break out my list. That's why I always tell people, don't let me have to break out the list. But I'm gonna keep it real with you on here and break out my list. Um, well, it's a certain percentage of black men that's in prison. It's actually more black men are in prison than there are in the colleges. It's a very high percentage of black men that's in prison. That's part of the problem. Black people, we only represent 13% of the population. Only 13%. So that's not very much. Um, and on top of that, there's more black women than there are black men. So we already got that working against us right there. And then you have a certain percentage of black men that's in prison, a very big percentage. Certain percentage of black men that's gay, quite a few. So that just eliminates them completely because they don't even like women. um, you have a certain percentage of black men. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. That's dating, going with white women and other races of women. They're marrying other races of women, and then you have a certain percentage that's just not marriageable. The ones that's left over, they're not marriageable. They're just not marriage material. They're just not worthy. They're just not marriageable. They're being players or whatever it is that they're doing. That doesn't make them eligible for marriage. And then a certain percentage of them don't even want to get married. They like to play the field. So, and I think those statistics have a lot. Those numbers have a lot to do with it. But also, I think that has a lot to do with it, and I think it's too. Most black women really more and more. I'm seeing more black women, dating and marrying outside the race, but it's still not the same rate as black men. Most black women desire to be with a black man. Most black women want to be with a black man. So, because of that, you know, um, I think that has a big reason as to why that's the case too. Because a lot of black women really want to be with a black man, and because of the stats that I just quoted, and because of um, those factors being involved in there, it makes it hard for a lot of black women to get a marriageable black man. So, and this is also the case for successful black women, but it's black women from all walks of life. Some might argue that, well, it's a lot of black women that have kids by different men and yada yada this. But you know what? I know a lot of single black women that don't have any children at all, and they're not married. So if that being the case, if that was true, then how come those black women aren't married either? Because I know some single black women that don't even have children, and they're not married either. So, and I'm hearing a lot about successful black women. They've went to college and they did all the right things, and they're attractive. They're got acquired some things on their own, a house, car. They have a successful career, and those black women don't even have a husband. So that's a weak argument to me. Oh, because they have, black women have, kids out of wedlock. That's a weak argument because all black women from all walks of life are having. We're all basically in the same boat. No matter what walk of life we're from, we all are basically in the same boat. So see, that's a weak argument because, like I said, I know some single sisters that don't even have any children that are not married either. So that's a weak argument. And then they're talking about too that they've been discussing that too, that successful black women are having a hard time as well. So it doesn't matter what income level, doesn't matter whether a black woman has children or not, whatever. Black women from all walks of life are having the same issue. We're all in the same boat, having a hard time landing a good marriageable black man. And it's a major problem in the black community. I think that I'm not against interracial relationship. I promise you, I'm not. But I think that if black men and black women were together, then we can build up our communities. Black communities all over the country is in bad shape. And I think if the black man and the black woman was together more, stuck together more, then we could build up our communities, and make our communities stronger. So it is a major issue. And I think, like I said, it's a lot of black women. White men, on the average, are still marrying white women. There's more black women that are dating and marrying outside the race than it was before, but the numbers are still fairly low. I mean, white men are still marrying their own women. You know, they're not marrying us at the same rate that they're marrying their own women. So, and as a rule, most black women, um, are not really open to the fact of dating or marrying outside the race. Most black women, want to be with a black man. I know me myself. I'm open to the. I mean, like I met a man of another race, and we hit it off and everything, and he appeared to be. He had all of the qualities that I was looking for, and we had the chemistry and connection and all those things. All things considered, and he appeared to be, what I was looking for in the right guy. Hey, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be with him, you know, because at the end of the day, it's only one race, and that's the human race. But however, my preference is a black. I prefer to be with a black man. That's my preference. At the end of the day, that's my preference. That's what I prefer to be with. I feel that a black man can understand me better than a white man or any other race of man. I can discuss things with a black man that I can't discuss with any other race of men. And even me myself, I'm open to the possibility of being with someone of another race, but at the same time, I kind of struggle with it too because I'm like, dang, they're not going to be able to relate to me and understand me the way that my own men would, you know. And it's things that I can discuss. I know in my past relationships, and even now, I have, couple male, black male friends, and I can discuss things with them that I can't discuss with another race of men. We can have discussions that I couldn't really have with another race of man, and particularly a white man, because they ain't understanding where I'm coming from. you know. Whereas, we could discuss certain things that's going on in the black community and see, the brother can relate. Whereas if I try to discuss those things with a white man, he'll be like, you know, when you try to, as a rule, if you try to discuss things with racism with white people, they don't understand what you're talking about because they're not black. They don't understand. They don't get it. Very frustrating, but it is what it is. So, nothing against white people. I love everybody. But at the same time, it is what it is. And I think that's why a lot of black women struggle with that. They struggle with, and then they just find, me, myself, I think black men are the most beautiful men on the planet. Black men are beautiful. They got that swagger. I just, there's things that the black men got going on that I don't see in any other race of men. Now, I'm not saying other races of men aren't beautiful. They are. But the black man just got that little extra something special, and, that's how a lot of black women feel. We're more attracted to our own than we are any other race of men. And then on top of that, we just feel like, a black man could relate to us better and understand us better. And because we come from the same culture, same background. Date someone of another race, you got cultural differences that you're dealing with. Plus, you got to deal with the issues that you deal with when you are in a relationship. Because relationships, marriages, and stuff is work. So you got to deal with those things, but then you also have to deal with those cultural differences on top of that. It's a lot to deal with. Interracial relationships are very difficult. And then you still got people from the old school thinking that you shouldn't be with this person because this person is white or whatever like that. A lot of things have changed, but a lot of people's beliefs have not changed. And a lot of people still feel the same way. And then you got to deal with that. And so a lot of people don't even want the hassle. I'm not sure if I want it. I think I'd have to really, really be in love with a man to really deal with that stuff. And it's very difficult. It's complicated. It's hard enough being in a relationship at all. Because then you got to deal with sometimes your own family. You got to worry about if they gonna like your mate and everything, and then you got to worry about people on the outside, talking about, that's hard. That's enough to deal with right there, and then you got to deal with other factors, resulting if this person is of another race. So, I don't know about you sisters, but that's, I think those are theories as to why black women are single. I might continue this discussion on another blog. That's my theory. Keeping it real. Sweet June. Peace and love. 2010.